an enemy of our enemy a friend? Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? So we're gonna be doing our power recap. This episode was like, where you going? Bye.
Excuse me.
So yeah, this episode was crazy, action-packed. So Ghost came out. It started off crazy because Ghost came out, pointed a gun on Tyriq, and was on some like while he was sleeping. Like, that's probably one of the scariest ways to wake up ever. And he pretty much was like, you know, he thought he was bluffing, and Ghost let him know, like, yo, I killed Shawn, you know, and he was pretty close to being like a son to me, and I killed him. What makes you think I won't kill you? You know what I mean? So he just kind of was like, nah. Ghost just pretty much wanted to know, like, if he did and why he worked with Tommy in order to do it. So he did let him know that he felt like he owed Tommy because he did steal product from Tommy. And, you know, he didn't want Tommy to know what... Well, Tommy didn't even know what he did, but I guess just knowing that he did something wrong, he felt like he owed him or whatever. So, yeah. Ghost dead ended up bringing Tyriq back to his crib to let him see the damage that was done. Like, there was literally bullet holes everywhere. So, you know, I think after seeing that, he kind of realized, like, how crazy shit got. Like, dude, this was like an official gun. Like, that gun was like trying to rip people to shreds. I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, you're trying to get one man who ain't even a real shooter like that, and you had to bring out this type of weapon? Like, really? I feel like he did way too much with that gun, but we're not gonna go backwards. That's a previous episode. So he ends up showing his dad his drug stash. And the crazy thing about it, like we already knew, is that it was in Raina's room in like that little section. So now he sees like the level of disrespect that this dude was on. But he said that he did it because he knew that his dad wasn't going to really go in there. Which is true, you know. He was trying to avoid there because of the pain that he had. So it was like the perfect place for him to keep all that stuff. His father did end up taking his money and trying to yoke him up real quick and talk some sense into him, let him know that he needs to change his life and promise him. And I just feel like at this point, like, Tyriq is so far gone. It's like, you can't even beat this boy to make him do the right thing. Like, he's so hell-bent on, I'm gonna be the best drug dealer ever, and I gotta follow in my father's footsteps. It's like, you act like you hate the dude, but yet you want to be so much like him. It's like you have something to prove to him. It's crazy. Tommy, he gives Keisha a Glock because, just for like her protection or whatever. And Keisha, she wants Tommy to kind of cut all ties with Tyriq and all of them. But Tommy ain't really with it because he's like, at the end of the day, Tyriq is like family to him. So he was like, even if he cut off everybody else, like Tyriq, you know, because that is, I guess, his godfather or whatever. I think he called him his godson many times. So, you know, that's like his godson. So that's probably the closest thing he has to actually having a child at this point. So that's why he's so close to him. Plus, he's a boy too. So, you know, they have like that connection. And as many times that he's gone to him with stuff that he didn't dare tell his dad. So they really do have a good connection. Of course, once he said that, Keisha kind of felt some type of way because she's like, so what about me and Cash? What are we to you? You know, and he's like, you know, just trying to explain it like, at the end of the day, I'm not getting rid of him. That's just it. You know, when Tommy's hell set, you know, he's set on something, he's set on something. And at this point, that's how he feels. Tommy's boys, they found out that some product was missing from the factory. And at that point, while they found out, it just so happened that Keisha comes in. So initially she tried to blame them for doing it, because you know, like how the first one smelt it, dealt it, you know, you be playing it off like, hell, somebody farted. But at the end of the day, you know good and well that it was you. You just don't want nobody calling you out, so you gonna call it out there, put it out real quick, and start looking at people sideways like they did it. First one smelt it, dealt it. So that's kind of like the same type of mentality she had at that point. She's just like, who was the first one to notice. And I guess the dude called A2, I'm not really sure if that's his name, but I think I heard Spanky say it a few times. He was the one who found it, so he wasn't really with the whole being accused type of thing. So he was kind of getting a little smart with her. He was saying how, you know, if he really wanted to steal something, he probably would have stole her chain or whatever. He would have snatched that up off of her. And he had the audacity to kind of like grab her arm or whatever. She wasn't with it, and his boys was just kind of telling him like, nah, you shouldn't do that, because you already know this dude gonna go ape shit on your ass. So you need to calm down. Don't be touching his girl. They like, yo, you got some anger issues. For real, because you're doing way too much. That's not your girlfriend. She's nothing to you. So there's no reason why you feel like, or you should feel like, regardless of what anybody said, you shouldn't be putting your hands on them. So he was dead. I feel like he was dead wrong for that. Tyriq kind of made himself hot, because he be doing little stupid shit, like little silly mistakes. He went over to this chick's house. He went over to Tommy and Keisha's place, and he's looking for Tommy. He gonna ask, did he go to Brooklyn? First of all, how do you know about Brooklyn? And Zed made that aware, like, how do you know about Brooklyn? And, you know, he tried to play it off or whatever, but she already caught on. So, of course, she did tell Tommy that she feels like he knows something, or he's the one who possibly did it. But Tommy wasn't really... He was like, nah, he wouldn't do that to me. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask him. She was like, he's probably gonna lie about it anyways. Like, nah, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask. Tariq ends up meeting up with Dre later on, and the reason why he met up with him is because he wants to get more product. He don't really have anything right now. He don't have no connects, no product, no nothing. He's just a regular boy at this point, and I guess that's not enough for him. He needs more. He's yearning for more. He has that drug mentality running through his veins from his mother and his father, but basically from his father. Just like how, it's funny because that's the same way like Tariq and Tommy were. You know, he was automatically in this drug business, and his dad was just the exact way. You know, and he didn't even know his dad. So sometimes certain things, or it's like a generational curse or something. It automatically gets passed down. And if this dude has a child, they probably won't be the same way too, if the boy. But that's just kind of looking deeper into the whole thing. So anyway, he ends up meeting up with Dre. Dre initially didn't want to give him nothing, because Dre's just like, nah, you're not the right person for me to work with right now. And I'm, you know, trying to get on the good side with your father. I'm not trying to mess this up. He was just like, you know what? I'm pretty sure that Tommy would like to know that you are alive. And I'm like, yo, this dude is such a little baby snake. He ends up telling him that he ends up pretty much like about to blackmail him. So he ends up giving him some product to start off with. And he was like, he'll meet up with him again, you know, to do some more transactions later on. I'm like, yo, this kid is like, he's learning, but he's still real sloppy, real messy, and everybody sees that. He keeps on getting caught up. So the white guy, I think his name was Eric or Derek. We're gonna call him Derek, because I feel like I heard him say Derek, but then I also feel like I heard somebody say Eric. I also thought they said Garrett at one point, so I'm not even sure, to be honest, what the white dude that was on Tate's political campaign. He found out that his wife Cassandra is sleeping with Tate. We done seen them get on and popping a few times. You know those scenes. But the reason why he found out is because Ramona asked where Tate was, because he had some stuff he had to take care of. And homie was quote unquote doing a speech or something at church, at a Baptist church. And then they asked for Cassandra. Cassandra's not here either. So he's like, hold up, wait a minute. So dude decides to go. I guess he went to his house. So they was dead doing it in his house. Because he opened the door nice and freely. So I'm pretty sure that was his house with Cassandra that they was doing it in. Super disrespectful. Ooh. So yeah, they end up going in. He ends up going in, and he's just like, you know what? This whole campaign is over. I'm going to put it all out there, and that's that. And so, yeah, it was about to get real messy after that. Tate's such a little sneaky little snake. He talks to to Ghost, and he kind of puts it out there that Garrett, that he was also looking things up about him. So he knows a lot about him that he could possibly put out there. So he should definitely be careful, if you know what I'm saying, and kind of handle that. Ghost kind of catches that, and he's like, okay, I see what I gotta do. He did go ahead and confront him in the parking lot, and I thought it was about to go down. Like, I'm like, here we go again. He about to give him that what you call it, he about to give him that treatment, But luckily, he didn't end up going that far. Come to find out, Cassandra, when she spoke to Ramona offered her to be the first lady for Tate, kind of be the governor's wife. But she actually didn't see herself doing a long-term bid with this dude. She wasn't ready for that. What she actually would prefer is to have, I think, a seat on the council or something along those lines, some political shit. So she ends up wanting to do that. So all she had to do in order to achieve that goal was to sign a non-disclosure agreement. At the end of the day, even though it was a scandalous situation, I feel like she played her cards right, and she made sure that she secured the bag and that she didn't end up with nothing, because this could have ended up really bad for her, where she ended up like Ramona, where Ramona had to kind of build herself up after a scandal, and it wasn't even her scandal. And I think she said she was left with nothing when she was talking to Tasha. And so, yeah, she knew what she was doing. She did it with a powerful man and got what she wanted, because she wasn't good with the little D. All right, let me stop. So, and she ends up getting that, and the great thing about Ghost, Jamie, is that when he spoke to Tariq, he kept it calm, kept it professional, and actually he got him to agree to certain terms. So he would sign a non-disclosure agreement as long as he was able to get an uncontested marriage. Therefore, she's not trying to get all his money, or no craziness is going down. She's just going to sign the papers and that's it. And what else? He's going to be the head of some shit there, some party of the political stuff. I ain't with all that political anything. So whatever. And he's going to get all his legal fees paid off, most likely for the divorce and everything that could add up. And yeah, he's about to, and he's getting a substantial increase on his paycheck. So he's getting quite a few things, which I don't blame him. You know what? They screwed you over, played you. You got punched in the face. You was this man's little B for how long while he's like doing your B. So yeah, you might as well get something out of this job. And don't end up on the unemployment line just because of this. Because it wasn't your fault at the end of the day. Don't be stupid. And on top of that, Jamie also found out that this dude didn't really know anything about him. So Tate was trying to get Jamie to do his dirty work for him, but little did he know that James is a lot smarter than him. And he has the gift of gab. He knows how to get a lot out of people and persuade people to do certain things as well. The chief of, police department, whatever, FBI, or whatever they are, spoke to Bianca, Sergeant Bianca, and told her that he wants her to investigate and make sure that there's nothing crazy going down with Sachs, because it's a whole ton of people that's dying under Sachs' watch. So something isn't looking right. It's what is he doing that all of these people is dying? First Angela, then Maria, then Proctor. It's like back to back to back, and whatever, the little kid's mom. Like, all these people is dying, and these are people that he's connected to. And on top of that, Agent Johnson, or whatever his name was. It's like I knew it for like 3 episodes. Now that they don't talk about him anymore, I forgot. So yeah, all these people, they're getting killed in connection with him. So it's like, what's going on with him? So she was like, I just came on to investigate the whole Angela Valdez situation. And he's like, it's not a request. It's pretty much like an order, I guess because he's above her, he can tell her that that's what she has to do in order to remain on this case. So this chief don't play, honey. So he makes sure that, shit's getting done. So he definitely, spoke to, it definitely made her kind of look a little further. She had an investigation with Lisa Marie, and she ends up finding out that there was this little unicorn that her mom had gave her. Mind you, this was a recording device that Saxe gave her mother, which is the reason why she always had it. So now, once Bianca put two and two together and she ends up finding that same thing in Saxe's drawer, she gave it to the chief, and there he goes. He has to go on, I think he had to do an administrative leave for right now, and they're going to be checking, digging further into his whole case, because now they know that it's corrupt and there was a lot of conspiracy involved, a lot of blackmail. Yeah, it's not looking good for him. And the man Ben told him that he wasn't playing with him. But Saxe's whole thing is he was playing too dirty and putting a lot of people's backs up against the wall, So yeah, he played himself at the end of the day. He be playing right into Tyreek's little dirty hands. Tyriq tells him that he spoke to Keisha. Well, first he apologizes for leaving without telling anybody. Then he tells him that he spoke to Keisha and he's scared that Keisha's going to tell Tommy that he stole because she knows. So here goes James going to the rescue, or should I say Ghost, because he went to her. He asked him to talk to her. He went to her and ends up offering her money to leave so she could have a good, non-dangerous life with her and her son, away from all of this violence, drugs, etc., etc. Writes her a check. Literally the same shit that he did with Holly back in the day. I'm like, dude, you doing the same thing. Don't you remember how that turned out? So now you about to do, it kind of did work for a little while. Didn't he even give her an ID card? It's so long ago, but man. But I guess this time there's not as much emotions involved for him, because before, at that point, he was real close to Tommy. Right now, he's just like, he don't really care, He's at that point right now with him. So later, Tyriq met up with Tommy. Tommy asked him if he was the one who stole from him. At first he denies it, but he asked him yo, just tell me the truth. I really want you to just tell me the truth. You know how you come to somebody oh, I'm pleading with you. And they put on that voice, that soft voice. I've gotten caught up with this before. They put on that voice yo, just tell me the truth. You fall for the trap and you start telling everything, man. And then people just they rip you a freaking new one. And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't all peaches and roses and shit. It was, he yoked him up real quick, put him at the ledge, hung him over the ledge. I haven't had this kind of treatment, but I've had it where, you tell the truth and it's the fuck is wrong with you? People would just blow up and become damn, what happened to that nice voice you just had 5 minutes ago? Maybe I shouldn't have said nothing. So yeah, he yoked him up, put him over the side of the ledge. He was I've killed people for less. You know what I mean? So don't fuck with me. He pretty much let him know, I ain't with it. I'm not the one for this. Put him over the side of the ledge, just ready. But luckily, he ain't kill him, but he definitely got a rush and a real feel of how things can get real bad real quick, and how this game is. You will die. And he's yo, then you nothing to me right now, because you lied to me, you stole from me. Nah, we don't do this. That's not what you do to family. To be honest, I'm not even a drug lord and nothing like that. Now I'll definitely dismantle somebody. Not dismantle. Don't have that on camera or nothing like that. Let me watch my words when I'm speaking on here. I wouldn't dismantle anyone, but I would definitely disown them. Especially family. I would never ever talk to you again. You steal from me, you rob me, you do anything. For me, I've stopped talking to people for less as well. So yeah, but not dismantle. Let's make that very clear. I do have haters watching now. Well, anyway, so now Andre, he was taken by Tommy and Tommy's people because, you know, they wanted him. But little did they know that he had a little ankle bracelet that Sax recently gave him on his ankle. So they couldn't really do nothing to him at that point because he let them know, like, I'm working with the feds. I even got this ankle bracelet on. So they like, nah, chill. Like, we can't do this here. In the meanwhile, while that's happening, his girl, Keisha, is getting yoked up by some dude that his goons actually hired to kind of like shake her up a bit. And I'm like, yo, A2 is doing way too much. Because he's just not really feeling her right now. He feels like shit is going to get crazy, is getting crazy. I mean, they pretty much got fired because of her. So he wasn't really feeling her. He had one of his boys or whatever, I guess a family member of Spanky or something like that, go to the shop talking to some ghost shit, like talking about ghost something, and, you know, putting Ghost's name out there. So of course it would throw her off and have her thinking that Ghost was the one that sent this dude, especially after he just the other night gave her money to be out. It's like, but see, if you think correctly, he wouldn't try to give you money and then on top of that, nah, he gave you the option to see what you want to do. Are you going to take it or you not? So that's how that kind of went down with her. But she ends up shooting the dude with the same Glock that her man had gave her. So they had to kind of do what they do with the body, because she was thinking like, we could just call the police. It was self-defense. But he's like, where you going to say you got the gun from? Like, nah, we not about this. Like, nah, that's not how we going to do it. We got to do what we do. And that ain't it. And she's like, I want out of this. Like, we need to change. I want a house. I want to be out of the hood. Like, we got to switch things up. And he's like, he promised he's going to change. He's going to give her what she wants. Well, he ain't say he won't change, but he's like, I'm going to give you what you want. So Jason actually made it so that Tommy and Ghost can't kill each other. They actually have to partner up with each other to work for him, because he's like, if one of y'all kill each other, then I'm going to kill the other one, because I know if he dies, it's going to be you. You know, you're the one who did it. So, yeah, it's not going down on my watch. So I'm like, okay, well, at least that prolongs their life a little bit more. So that's what's up. Tommy ends up buying Keisha a house. And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like this is the same house that her parents lived in. That didn't he kill her father or something like that? My memory is kind of bad, y'all. I'll be having to like look back at episodes if I need to. But I did remember that house. Like, I feel like that's the same house. Y'all can let me know in the description area if it is. But I feel like it is. So Tasha, she finally got to the point where I feel like she realizes that her son is going to do what he wants to do regardless of what her or Ghost actually says. So I wouldn't want to say she's okay with it, but she's come to the realization that she's going to just kind of accept it and kind of go with the flow. So she tells him that she needs him to get his education, and he can be the biggest drug dealer in New York. Well, I don't know if she said New York, but she said he could be the biggest. But he has to, in order to surpass his father, he's going to have to get that book smart, because that's one thing that the father didn't have. He didn't graduate and all that stuff. And she can help him with the gangster shit, you know, that street mentality, because she knows the ropes. So now they're going to be working on pushing weight and really getting immersed into it. And I'm just like, damn. With a mama like that, I mean, that shit is crazy. You know, but at the end of the day, she needs money. She knows she wants money. She wanted Ghost to keep going with the whole drug game. So she's in it. You know what I mean? She tried to keep this dude on the right path, but she sees regardless to what she does, he's still going to do it. So I guess she's just like, and she said it, like, I don't want you to die. I'm not going to lose another child. So I guess this is her way of kind of protecting him and having his back. But she gotta be careful with this dude too, because I just feel like he's so cutthroat. Like, he's willing to give up anybody. Yeah, he sees that his mother helped him, but there's a lot of people that have helped him and he still crossed them. So he's like one of them grimy dudes, like the ones you can't really trust, like some 6'9" type of dude. I don't know if he'll be a snitch, but I seen him move real funny, you know. And so yeah, this episode was actually really good. Definitely want to see what you guys have to say down below. Thanks for watching. And I'm sorry I haven't been doing the basketball wives. I've just been so busy on Wednesdays. I got so much going on that I haven't been able to do it. I wanted to, and I even wanted to do Empire, but I haven't been watching it on the day that it comes out. Well, I didn't even know it came back, to be honest, because I'm still getting used to not having regular cable. I feel like that's a downside for me of not having regular cable, is that I can't really it doesn't record like DVR like how it used to back in the days, where it's just effortless. I don't even have to think about it, it's just there. Now it's like I have to actually like think about it, look about it, write it, put it in a reminder or something so I can remember, because there's so many shows that I be forgetting. Laters.